Triggers are very important in the level design, and we can use them to make any behavior or any actions in our simulator. Alright, in the previous step, we talked about how we can create a simple UGV with two methods of movement, manual movement and automatic movement. Okay, in this step, we want to talk about a new definition of Unity's toolbar. I want to talk about triggers. For example, we have a small part in our train. We put it in here, for example. It is our danger zone. Okay. We want to say once our UGV arrive to this border, for example, this area, or not danger zone, red zone. Okay. Once our UGV enter to this area, only this area of our train, do action. For example, I don't know, the material of this area change to red, for example, or other solutions or other actions, or even something change in the UGV itself. For doing that, we have to use triggers. As I mentioned before, once we use box collider or sphere collider or mesh collider or wheel collider, we have a parameter. Oh, sorry, it already has. We have a parameter. It's called isTrigger. It is the usability of trigger and the box collider or even other types of colliders. Once I press trigger, our object can go inside of this folder and will not hit this object. But we can say once any object enter to this trigger, and once it is inside of it, and once it is exit from this trigger. So we can write any action for this trigger, and any action for that object has been entered to this trigger. Okay, now write a script. It's called trigger test. Okay, thank you, Visual Studio. And we say trigger test in here. Alright, the mechanism of trigger test will work with void on trigger, and now we can see several actions for on trigger enter, on trigger stay, and on trigger exit. For example, on trigger enter, we say once any object entered to this trigger, game object, for example, we want to change the material of this cube to red, for example. Game object dot get component. In here we call renderer. Perfect. Dot material dot color equal color code dot red. And we can say once our object exit from this zone, this trigger, change to white. As the first moment of our scene start, it will be white. Okay, let's do test. Okay, remember that objects and those objects want to enter to this trigger must have collider, any types of colliders, and especially rigid body. It doesn't matter is kinematic or gravity is on or off, but it's important to have rigid body. Okay. All right, let's do test. Look at this. It is the trigger action. Or we can define another parameter. For example, with this mechanism, we can understand who exactly entered to this trigger. We can write print other. Inside of the function of onTrigger enter, it has been defined as a variable locally. It's called collider. So if our object entered to this trigger and it has collider, so with any types of colliders, box collider, mesh collider, sphere collider, and any other types, it will be go inside of the other variable. So we can have access to that object as a other. So we can say other dot game object dot name plus double quotation entered to our trigger. We can do it for this function as well. Exit from our trigger. Okay. Now let's see in our test. Look at this. UGV entered to our trigger. In the other game object dot name, it will be equal UGV, the name of our object. And outside, UGV exit from our trigger. Enter once again to second time and exit second time. Perfect. Now we can find any solution and we can make any solution and any actions with the triggers. For example, we want to make it more professional. We remove this part and we say once we entered to the trigger other dot game object dot get component UGV movement dot UGV speed equal, I don't know, 0.1 f. And also we can create a smart system here. We say public float current speed. In the first moment it enter to the scene, enter to the our trigger, try to save the current speed of UGV. After that, set the speed of the UGV equal 0.1. Once our UGV wants to exit from our trigger, come back to the current speed. In fact, the current speed before enter to the trigger. So the UGV speed is 0.25. So the current speed once we enter to the trigger will be 0.25. That's it. And the UGV speed is 0.1. I exit and it will change to 0.25. Look at this, it is slower. Slow and fast. Slow and fast. So we can create a mechanism to control the speed or any other parameters of our UGV in the environment. For example, in here, in our train, we have something like asphalt or I don't know, other types of roads, and we can define exactly the same behavior of our UGV in our simulator with these types of triggers. For example, we say once we are in asphalt, the UGV speed will be equal, I don't know, 0.75. But once we are in the off-road, for example, off-road mode, we enter to the trigger, the speed of the UGV will change to 0.25, something like that. Or even other parameters or other behaviors, any actions we want. For example, I want to make it more complicated. Right now, it's try to change the variable of the UGV with any objects entered to the trigger. It's not good, not bad. I want to define a mechanism to check what is the object has been entered to the zone. Then, if it is equal UGV, try to decrease or increase the speed. If it is not the UGV, don't do anything or do something else. For doing that, we can make if in here, and say if the other game object dot name equal exact name of our target object, UGV. If the entered object's name is equal UGV, try to change the speed. If it is not, do another action. It is the same for here as well. Okay. Another solution for finding the object or call any object, it's called tag. For example, you can imagine we have one UGV in here, okay, but if we have a lots of UGVs, what will happen? Something like this. So we have 4 UGVs. The wrong solution is we have to do something like other object equal name UGV or UGV1 or UGV2, but it's not correct solution. The correct solution is GameObject.tag. Tag, it's look like a label of any objects with the same situation. For example, in here we have tag parameter for each objects, even the other objects in here, train, target, direction light, any objects in the hierarchy have tag. So you can define any tag you want. As a default, it has respawn, finish, editor only, main camera, player, game controller. You can add your own tag as well. In here, we say UGV. Perfect. Now we click on these UGVs and select the tag as a UGV. So it doesn't matter what is the name of them. Blah blah blah, and numbers, and blah 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 again. But because they have the same UGV, the trigger will say, okay, they are the same. So we can call these objects with the tag and say only the objects entered to the trigger with the tag of UGV, or even the name. It doesn't matter. It depends on your decision. But I explained the tag for better usability, the game object checker. For test our mechanism, I want to add another capsule to our scene. I put it in here, perfect, and add physics rigid body. Okay, we can add this mechanism to here for better understanding if it is work or not. Okay, now let's test. With our UGV, it works well. But with the capsule, auto, don't go please, dear capsule. Oh my god, I put it here. Oh, it's difficult to selection. Look at this. Let me put it here, something like this. It hit the object, entered to the zone, and nothing happened. Because we say only the object has been entered to the trigger with the tag of UGV. For example, if I tag this capsule to UGV and put this floaty capsule in here, let's see. That's it. But it cannot find the auto movement system or UGV movement for change the variables. So you will have a bug in your script. Anyway, change to the script to the tag to the untagged. Also, you can define any actions in the transform in other scripts or in the parameters and in your level. The triggers are very important in your level design and your behavior design. In the next clips, we want to use this trigger for making behavior for our UGV and also some actions in our scene. Okay, Let's go to the next step.